Hi everyone, this is Sony. Welcome to my video reflection for Assessment 2. In this video, I'll critically examine how my professional practice in documentation, planning and assessment connects with current research and theoretical framework. So I have chosen two main journal articles for my video reflection. One is from Slattery and colleagues 2025 on toddler vocabulary development, whereas the second one is from Kervin's 2016 on digital play and literacy. The purpose of this video is to show how theory and research inform the way I approach documenting children's learning, planning meaningful experiences, and assessing developmental progress of children. This process of reflection is vital because it allows me to move beyond description and towards the deeper critical understanding of my role as an early childhood teacher. In one of my recent experiences, I documented a toddler group during a language display activity. I noticed that children's vocabulary use varied significantly, with some children confidently naming objects and others relying more on gestures or short phrases. When I analyzed my documentation, I realized that these differences could simply be explained by their age, but were shaped by many other factors. This insight reminded me that my role as an educator is to interpret children's learning in context and to use that knowledge to plan next steps in the program. The first journal article, which is about toddler vocabulary development, is shaped by micro factors like age, gender, and parental education, as well as macro factors like the quality of early childhood education and care. Their study also shows that girls often develop vocabulary faster than boys. This reminded me that when I document language, I need to avoid surface level of judgments and instead consider broader social and cultural influences. They also emphasized serve and return interactions, where the educator notice and responds to children's communications attempts. Reflecting on my practice, I saw how documenting these examples highlight both the child's communications and the educator's role in scaffolding learning. Finally, these articles remind me of an equity which shows socioeconomic background and parental education are strong predictors for vocabulary outcomes. As an educator, I have a responsibility to plan experience that reduce the gaps by creating language-rich environment for all the children. This means being intentional about using descriptive language, open-ended questions, and modeling new words, especially for those children who may not receive as much exposure to home language. The second article is on Kervin's 2016 exploration of powerful and playful literacy learning with digital technologies. He argued that children's digital play, such as using simple app for storytelling or role play, can foster unexpected opportunities for children to language and literacy development. This also strongly connects with my own practice, where I have been using simple apps and digital photos as part of my documentations. For example, I sometimes invite children to narrate what is happening in their own photos, and I use their words as a captions. These small changes can align with Kervin ideas that digital play can expand children literacy learning through not only meaningful but also as a playful engagement. Kervin also warned that many educational apps focus on practice and drill tasks that limit creativity, which also made me reflect critically on the tools that I choose. In the past, I used Alphabet app, which asks children to trace letters repeatedly. Now, after engaging in this article, I'm gonna be more inclined to choose apps that encourage creativity and collaboration, such as storytelling or any show and tell and puppet making programs. This approach ensures that my planning supports the development of authentic literacy practices rather than reducing literacy to mechanical skills. In addition, Carvin's research reminded me that play remains foundation for literacy learning, whether it's traditional or digital. This also reinforced the idea that digital play should not be replaced by any traditional play, but rather extend more possibilities for children to explore different language and communication in new ways. So, linking with EYLF and professional standards, both articles are connected directly to principles and practices of EYLF version 2.0, which describes literacy as the capacity to express feelings, exchange thoughts, and connect with other peoples through language, gestures, and sounds. By documenting serve and written interactions and planning digital storytelling, I'm aligning my practice with this broad inclusive definition of literacy. The EYLF also emphasizes equity and respect for diversity. The first article from Slattery Findings about socioeconomic disparities highlight that why educators must intentionally design learning experiences that provide equal opportunities for vocabulary growth, whereas the second article from Kervin's calls to integrate digital play remind us to value children's contemporary cultural context, including their engagement with digital technology. In terms of professional standards, my reflection demonstrates standard one: know students and how they learn by acknowledging individual and contextual factors for shaping development. It also reflects standards three: plan for and implement effective learning and teaching. Finally, it connects with standard five: assess, provide effective feedback, and report on student learning by showing how I use my documentation not just for only outcomes but also for process. Talking about critical reflection and future practice, from Slattery articles, I learned to focus on context when documenting vocabulary development. Whereas from Kervin's article, I was reminded that digital play can extend children's literacy learning if used thoughtfully. So, looking forward, I plan to document both children and educators' contribution to language learning, use digital tools or app in a creative way to extend storytelling, and design equitable and vocabulary-rich learning experiences for children. Overall, this research has helped me to connect my practice with current research and theory. I now look forward to continuing to grow as an educator and applying this insight in my practice as well. Thank you for taking time to listen to my reflective video.